Hello my loves, Cyn Doll here coming at you with a little bit of real. And what's super funny is I'm done recording for the day for like my other channel and done working and stuff. I just thought about something. The world is completely shifting, and I can't stop thinking about it. When we were younger, they would always say things like, oh my god, the world is coming to an end. I don't think that's what's happening. Right now, I believe that everything that our ancestors prayed for is coming to fruition. I really believe that. Because even once slavery was over in America, African Americans were still bound. And to be honest, some of the worst things that happened to black people after slavery was over happened in the home. So many different things that mothers and fathers did to their children as a result of the different things that they took on internally, energy-wise, from the things that went on in the outer world. Men came home and beat the shit out of their wives and treated their children like crap because on the street they were dogs, they were nothing. So the only way that they could implement power or show any type of power or domination in any way, shape, or form, if they went home and let that out on their wives. In most cases, the father was the breadwinner and the mother was at home barefoot and pregnant, and the father was out treated like absolute crap at work. But then when he came home, the only way that the black man could feel like a man in any type of way is if he had woman after woman after woman after woman. So that's what they did. They had all of these multiple women that they messed with, all of these multiple babies that they had, and meanwhile the black woman had to stay home and be barefoot and pregnant. Well, that's not what's happening anymore. Things are changing and we have become everything that our ancestors have prayed for. We are becoming everything that those women who were here before us, everything that they prayed for, we have become. But the thing is this, we have to take responsibility for the energy that we let out. We have to take responsibility for the things that we have created, because the craziest part or the hardest part about growing up is that you get to see everything for what it really is, and you get to see the truth behind everything. But as you learn the truth about your family, as you learn the truth about your mother, your father, your grandparents, as enabling as it may be, as hard as it may be to take in, look at it from a place of empathy. Because if we want to change things, and if we want this world and this earth, this planet, to turn into the way that it was meant to be, or to the way that it was, then we're going to have to change the way that we look at things. Because if we constantly look at things from a victim's perspective, then we will always be a victim. But if you step outside of it and say, okay, I'm not going to be a victim. Let me have empathy. Let me understand that my mother and my father were raised around a time where black people were absolutely nothing. Our mothers and our grandmothers, if your mother or your grandmother was one of those mothers that called you bitches and hoes and that called you out of your name, no, it is not okay. That's who my grandmother is. No, that's not okay. But what was her life like? When I began to research my grandmother's life, and I learned, I'm not going to tell my family's business, but as I learned my grandmother's life, and I learned how she met my grandfather, and I learned her life and the things that she experienced, and then my great grandmother, the way she treated her, when I learned how she was treated. Okay, really dark-skinned woman. She was gang raped multiple times by white men. How is she supposed to treat her daughter? Do I want to go back down memory lane for us to unhatch these feelings? No, I do not. We know what happened. We know what happened. We know what horrible things they did to our ancestors. But if we keep reliving it and dying every week, dying every year, then we'll constantly be in the same position over and over again. I'm not speaking against Christianity. That's not what I'm doing. However, I do want us to take responsibility for the things that we do. So let's say everything that the Romans did never happened. Let's say that never happened. And let's say the Bible in its entirety is true, which we know for a fact that it's not. If y'all kill Jesus every year, we walk through and we relive the same hurt year after year after year after year after year, and then we get upset that we're constantly getting the same result. Y'all kill Jesus every year. Every year he dies. Every year we get sad. Every year we cry, Passion of the Christ, and we relive that pain every single year. You kill him every year. Y'all been killing him every year since the book was written. He's resurrected every year. His mother's been sad every year. You rehash this energy of this story every single year. And y'all all sad, but you're so distracted that you cannot see the things that are happening behind the scenes, because while you are killing him again, there is the people who actually made the story up are making millions upon millions of dollars as you relive pain every single year. And then after you relive this pain, then you be like, new year, new me, new year, new me. And then you go do the same shit you did the year before, and then y'all kill them again. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. We will never get a different result because we kill the same God every year. We kill them the same way every year, and we raise them up the same way every year, and we refuse to learn anything else. We bring our problems to the altar. We leave them there every week, but you're leaving them with a man who has his own problems. I'm not speaking against pastors. No, everybody is coming to this one place where they understand what's happening. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's just transferred from one place to another. So you all come to this one building, come lay in the hospital, lay birds down. And you have all of these people full of all of this hurt and pain and anger in one place. And provision comes there? No. It's the same type of pain, the same type of hurt, the same type of pastors cheating on their wives in the same way. It's the same energy in every state, every city, every country. It's the same energy. The pastor gets knocked down the same way. The pastor gets punched the same way. The congregation has the same chains. It don't matter what church you go to, there are always the same chains. There's always a building fund. There are always people who can't pay their bills. There's always a time that you gotta come crying. There's always somebody who's been molested. It's the same pain. The same pain. When are we gonna do something different? Do something different. It is up to you to be that thing and to embody that thing that your ancestors prayed for. Because if you do what your mother and father did, your children will walk down the same path that you walked down. It's just as simple as that. Not put new wine in old bottles. You cannot, because the residue from that old wine has already fermented in the bottle. The fermentation that's on the side of that old bottle will now infuse itself with that new wine. So that new wine at the end of the year will be just like the old wine. Period. You want new, you become new. You become. We look at history and then we begin to embody what our ancestors was. No. Am I saying we shouldn't be who our ancestors were? No, we are not. But I have children, and there are a lot of different places in my life that I fucked up. So I don't want my children to come back and do the exact same thing that I did. Don't do exactly what I did. I don't want my daughter to do the same stuff that I did. I want my daughter to dissect my life, and I want her to look at the places that I fucked up and be like, okay, I don't want that, mama. And then I want her to look at, oh, but my mama got that right. Oh, she got that right. Oh, she got that right. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. That's what I want my daughter to do. Do you think that our ancestors wanted us to pick up their same exact book and do it the same exact way that they did it? No, because at some point they missed something. They want us to get that thing that they missed right. How are you gonna get the thing that they missed right if you're doing the same exact thing that they did? It makes no sense. You are supposed to take the information that you gather and use the God power that is already in you to formulate something else great. Everything that you have in front of you started in the mind of someone else. The phone, the TV, the laptop that you are looking at my face on right now started in the mind of someone else. And before he made this camera, before he made that TV, before they made that phone, no one had ever did it before. Ever. And everybody who heard the idea from the person who made the thing that you're watching me on told that person that they was crazy and they couldn't do it because they had never seen it before. And now look at it. Now you're looking at me at your house and I'm in mine. Become. Stop trying to duplicate things that have already happened. Learn, dig deep, learn from me sometimes, learn from other people, collect all of this information and use your own intuition with the God that already lives in you, and you'll get you something else. Every religion is nothing but a documented version of someone else's perception of what God did. Period. None of us know. Every religion is somebody's idea of what God did. But nobody has facts. No one. No one. You're going to be one of those people that constantly just regurgitate what your ancestors did or what the people before you did? Or are you going to throw out the parts that didn't work for them and take in everything that was excellent for them and create something new? Because God lives in you. You are a walking, living, breathing manifestation of God. You. So if you do not create something different, if our generation does not create something different, that our children will not see something different. My children know how powerful they are. My children know that they don't say, I can't do. My children know who they are. When my daughter gets upset, when my son gets upset, I say, go in your room, go ahead, concentrate, go center yourself. Yeah, at 6 and 7. They know how to center themselves. So imagine what type of man my son will be. Imagine what type of woman my daughter will be, because I'm correcting what they did. I'm not regurgitating it. Understand that every scripture that you read is already made by somebody else. When the Egyptians made up everything, they made their stories up as a way to explain life and God and the essence of who we are to their children. Okay? That's what happened. Learn God for you, because God lives in you. You're not trying to find the God that lived in them. You want to access the God that lives in you. How do you do that? Shut off what they learned. Forget what I say. What does the God that lives in you say? That is where your focus lies. Not on YouTube, not with all of these other people, but within, period. Forget all of that. This my at-home shirt. This my little at-home sports bra and my at-home but the kids up wig, okay? I don't care. I don't care what anybody has to say. Hair industry, nothing. I am going to create a new paradigm for me and my children. And you never know, that paradigm may catch on. Because that's all that happened. Christianity is a paradigm that somebody created in their own mind and it caught on to masses. Yeah. And then people were forced into it by fear of death and burning forever. That's what happened. What will you create? That's all. I just had to get that out. I love you guys so much. Make sure, if you're not doing so already, you are subscribed here to my channel. And once you subscribe, make sure you click that bell notification. I promise you I will keep it real, and I'm gonna give it to you as I get it. Like I said, I was about to go wash my face, wash this makeup off of my face, but I had to come give you something. And I'm like, I'm either gonna go talk my husband to death about this, or I'm gonna talk to my family. So I decided to do both, because I'm about to go talk him to death about it now. So bye. Oh, lastly, I just want to say this.